Maleficar became king and sought to destroy the source of his father's pain, love. While his father wept, Maleficar darkened his heart and ushered in a new generation. These are no longer angels. These are demons. In the last video, I read page 2 and talked about hell itself and hell's symbol, Lucifer's tears. Lucifer loved the angel of all. He wanted to be like his father, to step out of that rigid structure of the angel hierarchy and to do more than his role allowed for him. But the angel of all saw his actions not as a child's admiration, but as a deliberate disobedience. Lucifer did not intend for war to break out, and the pain to be punished so brutally is felt in his tears for all generations yet to come. We see how Lucifer's tears burdened Maleficar and how he grew up in his father's pain. But it was Maleficar's mother who actually turned this pain into action against the angel of all. In this video, I'll be discussing a lot about love and hate. Love is a noun that's defined as an intense feeling of deep affection. Hate is a verb, to feel intense or passionate dislike for someone or something. Be it love or hate, both emotions are intense. Lucifer was broken emotionally because he loved the angel of all and felt betrayed by the damnation. Maleficar determined if his father had not loved the angel of all, then he wouldn't have been hurt. So to protect his generation from this pain, love must be destroyed. Love, being such an intense emotion, could not be so easily removed. So Maleficar took the idea and twisted it. The source of the intense emotion, the passion within, was changed. From love bore hate. Maleficar's heart turned black with the passion of hatred, and he guided the children of the fallen angels to do the same. As they turned their souls away from the concept of love, the darkness bled out and corrupted every action they took. Their eyes turned as dark as their minds, and any signs of purity began to shed away. They abandoned all consideration their parents were once angels, for this generation never was and never will be. This darkness had become the breeding ground for all of demonkind. Once the demons were strong and ready, Maleficar led them into an all-out war on humanity. Much of the demons' war was lost in modern-day human text, the stories left behind seen as folklore, but even fables hold a truth within them. Maleficar is referred to by humanity as Beelzebub, the prince of demons, the lord of the flies. It was through his blood-stained actions humanity suffered and their knowledge of demons grew. Maleficar succeeded in hurting what the angel of all loved most, humanity. In Job 1:6, the passage reads, "And the angels who did not keep their proper domain, but left their own abode, he had reserved in everlasting chains under darkness for the judgment of the great day." The chains are stated again in 2 Peter 2:4. "For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in chains of darkness to be held for judgment." I chose not to interpret this as a literal chains in my story, but as emotional ones. The fallen angels still held the powers to travel to the mortal plane, but seeing how they could never return to the realm of the angels, most chose instead to accept their punishment and shame. The Bible refers to a foe of heaven, a being spoken of as the great dragon. Revelations 12:9 states, "And the great dragon was thrown down, the ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him." Satan as a term appears several times and can mean the adversary. For the sake of my story, Satan the adversary was Lucifer. His wife, the great dragon, was the devil. She was the accuser. This mighty being, the devil, was Drakhael, and in her prime, she was a high-ranking angel nature, the angel of all dragons. Drakhael hated humanity. She hated what they represented, how they got the freedom her people did not. When she fell to hell, all her dragon underlings did as well. Gone were the angels of wyverns, angels of drakes, angels of worms, all banished along with her and Lucifer. She chose to ignore this shameful pit they were placed within and returned to earth in the form of the great dragon to tempt Eve in the garden. She wanted to show them that the angel of all was a liar, telling them they would not die if they ate from the tree as he commanded, as seen in Genesis 3:1-4. For such a wicked crime, the angel of all punished Drakhael further. Genesis 3:14 reads, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock, and above all beasts of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life." Drakhael and all of her dragon followers were reduced to a pitiful existence as legless serpents. But Drakhael's legacy didn't end with Maleficar. Revelation 12 describes the great dragon as red with 7 heads, 7 crowns, and 10 horns. 7 sons, 7 followers, 10 levels. Witness the next chapter of Hell's history. The 7 sons of Maleficar.